Hello, everyone. I'm Estela, Casas, creative brand strategist for the Viva Auto Group family of dealerships. Thanks for listening to the VivaStyle podcast, where we have interesting conversations about the automotive industry that provides hundreds of jobs in the borderland. Let's talk VivaStyle. Good afternoon, everyone. And it's so exciting, such exciting times. Look, we always celebrate or remember or recognize Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. But in June 9th is where we're going to recognize high schoolers who have been on a cancer journey. And to talk more about this is Kristin Sizemore from Bags of Hope, and to tell us how this all came about. And this is so exciting.
It is very exciting. And I am a breast cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in 2018, went on my cancer bumpy road journey in 2019. And because of my experience, I had a couple of friends that encouraged me, you need to tell your story. You need to tell people about early detection, share, and you might be able to help others. I had the platform of the El Paso Apartment Association at that time, and we were able to raise over $10,000 for the Stand with Estela Casas Cancer Foundation. And on Wednesdays, we wear pink. So it was a little bit of a movement. We saw a lot of pink on Wednesdays during that period, and it was so rewarding. And to be able to give back after going through something so traumatic, you realize what your mission is. So I have continued to make my mess my message. I came up with Bags of Hope, which is a fundraising platform to raffle designer handbags with proceeds going to a cancer-related cause. So we completed our second year last year in 2021, and the proceeds from our activities together, we are able to give 10 $1,000 scholarships to graduating high school seniors who have been on a cancer journey, whether it's themselves or with an immediate family member. We all know that have been through that we take our family, friends, and children along for the ride. And this is a way for us together to be able to give back to those families who probably need that extra help as these kids go on to college. We have college students. You have a soon-to-be. You've had two already, and I have one in college, and I know how expensive it can be. So any little bit helps to help buy books, pay for stuff for their dorm room, you name it. So it comes in quite handy. So excited.
It's very exciting. So you've taken this vision, this goal of yours a step further. We've expanded to high school seniors. And tell me about the process. What did you all go through? Because I know that Kristin has been working very, very hard to bring this together and make this come into fruition. You put together a committee, and we sent out. We went to the TV stations. We talked about it on the radio. We sent out news releases about trying to get kids to sign up. Tell us about that process.
It all started from an original conversation you and I had when we first met, and you knew that you wanted to take your foundation in a lot of directions and hoped at one point to do scholarships. And I thought, maybe now's the time. So I thought about it. I thought how we would approach it. I gathered 8 other individuals outside of myself who I felt would be great examples, participants in the process. Some are educators, some, of course, are parents. I just felt this was a great group of women who could collaborate with me and come up with criteria. And when we started, it was very strict. It had to be APA format and limited words. And as we started to see the information come across, we changed our direction on how we evaluated the essays. These 28 submissions spoke from their heart. They told their story in their words, which took each and every one of us through this incredible process. You were there with them every step of the way. And we realized that telling their story and how they told it was far more important and therapeutic, probably for them. I know it was for us. And that's how we approached it. And it was difficult because once you read through them all, you have to read them again and again because you want to give everybody something. You really do.
Because
And
they opened up their hearts.
it was, and some, I'm sure the submissions maybe weren't as heavy as they could be because it's a heavy thing to go through. It's a heavy discussion to have. So, boy, it was something else. I know as my committee started to read the essays, I started to get text messages about
It's
I needed to
hard.
go to Sam's and buy a bunch of tissues because we needed to restock their supply. It was hard. It was hard to be there. And I know it was hard for me personally because it kind of struck a chord with some emotion that I had being on the cancer patient side. But it caused me to reflect a little about what my son went through with a
Exactly.
cancer diagnosis. And it's, as painful as it is, there's such pride and renewed
Hope.
hope, bags of hope.
Bags of
Um,
hope. Exactly. Exactly.
so you realize there's restored hope and how resilient these young adults are and how battle tested and resilient they are as they move forward in their new chapters. So why not give them restored hope?
Absolutely. And reward them with a little something.
Absolutely.
We know how expensive it is to go to college. Just talking about UTEP, and if they can live at home, it's expensive. It's $10,000 a year. So, $1,000 scholarship will go a long way, at least for books, or maybe to buy some towels for their dorm room, or to buy some an air fryer for their dorm room, or just a little something.
Things.
I think the message of this is that we see you, we hear you, and we understand you.
Absolutely.
So it's exciting. It's exciting. I can't wait to give out these scholarships and to talk to these kids and their parents because their parents, either the grandparent or the parent, went through something like that. Or one young man who was diagnosed with testicular cancer at age 15, and he shared his story too.
He shared his story, and his story is so unique because out of the 28 submissions, he's the only one that had gone on a personal cancer journey, went into remission, had it recur.
During the pandemic.
During the pandemic, and he explained how he felt, how isolated he felt, but how his friends circled around him and kept him laughing and inspired to keep going. Towards the tail end of his journey, his mother was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. So he was there to support her, which I thought was remarkable. And he goes on to tell his story about how he made his message. And through his position with his student council at his high school, was able to start an awareness program for young men and girls his age of how to know when things aren't right and when to go to the doctor and such. So I think it's pretty remarkable at that age. It took me a lot longer.
He's a health advocate now because
Yes.
testicular cancer is very common in men between 15 and 35 years of age. So they have to be very well aware of their bodies, like young women are too. More and more young women are being diagnosed with breast cancer. I've known of 19-year-olds who are being diagnosed with breast cancer. So
Yes.
you need to be very well aware of your bodies, and why not hear it from somebody your age that you need to stay on top of your health. So it's been quite a process going through something like this, but seeing this come to fruition in a few days is going to be very exciting. And we talked about restored hope and restored purpose,
And gratitude.
and gratitude.
You realize the journeys that some of these young adults have been through didn't always have the best outcome. They've lost loved ones. And so not only dealing with the illness, but actually having to go through the loss. And how much gratitude I have that I made it to a better place and I can continue to tell my story. And I'm grateful for every day. I told you before that I feel like time is the greatest gift we'll ever have with those that we love and those that we can impact by telling our story and hopefully making a difference in others' lives.
Absolutely. Anything you'd like to add, Kristin? Well, first of all, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Okay,
I'm great. I feel like I'm at the end of my cancer journey. I had surgery on April 1st, and things are moving along well. And I am looking forward to the future and what we can do with Bags of Hope together to continue to make an impact in our community. I think it's so much needed, and I'm sure with our creative minds we can come up with some great ideas to keep it going.
Sometimes I think a lot of people think, well, what? How can I make a difference? Or what? This is a lot of work. It's a lot of work and a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of worry about things. But at the end of the day, you just feel so much better about yourself.
You do. And you feel better because you've helped somebody else feel a little better as well.
Well, thank you for sharing your story,
Yes,
for
thank
making
you.
your message.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're going to get ready for next week. On June 9th, we'll be doing this live from Viva Chevrolet because Viva Auto Group has been very supportive throughout this whole process. And it takes a village. It takes a lot of people. It takes a lot of heart and a lot of vision to do something like this and to bring it to fruition and make it happen. Right?
Yes, and I'm so grateful for our relationship and for finding each other, and for you allowing me to put Bags of Hope in action and do something to help you as you continue to make a difference in our community. And I
Well,
appreciate that.
Well, thank you, thank you. It takes a lot of people to make something like this happen, and we just got to move forward. We're just going to move forward. We have a women's luncheon coming up in September, a walk and run with Estela in October at Ascot at the park. And so we got to keep pushing. We got to keep pushing because if we don't, nobody else will.
That's
and
right.
as Cancer Sisters, we can do everything is possible.
Absolutely.
Kristin, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. I
And-
appreciate it.
Thank you and your committee. You'll be seeing some of this video that some of these ladies who read through all of the essays came in to fill all the little bags of hope that we put together as little goodie bags. And we will be having a big event on the 9th and hope to see you all. Join us on Facebook as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a great day.
Thank you.
We'd like to hear what you think about today's conversation. Go to the Viva Auto Group Facebook page and like us. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car or truck, we invite you to choose a Viva vehicle. The future to shrink your carbon footprint begins now. It's meaningful driving, and change starts with us.
And Viva with the Kia EV6 or Niro, Ford Mustang Mach-E, Nissan Leaf, Chevy's Bolt with electric power that moves you, or a hybrid that combines electricity with fuel.
Lessen your personal impact on the environment on the road.
With an EV or hybrid from any of our Viva vehicles.
What's your Viva style? It's what you want it to be in El Paso and Las Cruces.